Hey, I'm Seth with Svetness Fitness, and today I'm going to show you how to cable row. So, a great basic exercise to start with for pretty much anybody is going to be cable rows. It's a relatively safe exercise as long as you're doing a couple things correctly. So we're going to go over it today. The first thing you want to do is have your feet planted. Our knees are going to be slightly bent. We're going to use these as frames here in a second. Another important thing is keeping your back nice and straight. If you push your chest up that way, you're going to retract your shoulders and straighten your spine out a little bit. So this is more of an ideal starting position. So we're going to grab the handles. There's a lot of different handles you can use. For the sake of this, it's a relatively close grip. After you pick this up off the weight stack, you do want to lean backwards at your hips, not at your spine. If I did it with my spine, it would look like this, and that's asking for an injury. So we're going to keep our back nice and straight and just bend at the hips. Once we're here, this is our starting position. From here, we want to pull this cable into our belly button. As you pull, I want you to pinch your shoulder blades together at the back of the motion, getting really good scapular retraction. A lot of people think this is a bicep exercise or a lat exercise. One of the prime movers is going to be your trapezius muscle. So that's what's between your shoulder blades. We want to get a good pinch in your shoulder blades to activate that muscle, especially the lower end of your traps. So as we're rowing, pinching those shoulder blades together, nice and tight, keeping your legs braced. A lot of the time, what you'll see is this. So as somebody comes back forward, they'll lean in and sort of get this sway going. If you're moving a ton of weight, there are some situations where that could be acceptable, but for most people, I would say we want to keep your torso locked in where it is. Instead of moving back and forward like this, you just want to keep it right here and pull this cable into your belly button, pinching those shoulder blades together at the back of the motion. I don't want my elbows bowing out. I want to keep those as close to my body as I can. And pull those shoulders back. And right here I can feel it starting to burn in my traps. This is also a lat exercise. It's another one of the prime movers. And the more range of motion you get pinching those shoulder blades together, the more squeeze you're going to get out of your lats, more fatigue, more growth. One final point as you're gripping. If you grip with these two fingers, it can cause some issues right here at your brachialis, your bicep, and your brachioradialis. Those are these three muscles right here. So instead of aggravating those muscles, we want to pull with these three fingers. You ideally want to be able to make pistols with your hands as you're rowing. So using these three fingers, instead of putting all the strain on the top of your forearm here, it's going to convert all of that to the ulnar side or the bottom side, where you have a little bit more muscle. That connecting of that joint is more suited for pulling over these two fingers. Now, you can use sort of your whole hand, but just you want to stay away from pulling primarily with the pointer and your thumb finger. You definitely want to use the other three as the primary grip as you pull. So you should be able, like I said, make pistols with your fingers, and that will avoid getting some nasty injuries to your brachioradialis, or your bicep. Another point to think about is your breathing, rib cage mechanics. So with a lot of exercises, people think you need to exhale on the exertion, which is true for some things, but for a row, it's actually not. So you want to inhale as you row and exhale as you release. The reason for that is you want to bring your rib cage to meet the resistance, so that would be an inhale. This is Seth with Svetness Fitness, and that was a cable row.